On May 22nd, 2011, the people of Joplin, Missouri, woke up expecting an ordinary Sunday. Families attended church services. Children played outside. Restaurants were busy. Shops were open. Life felt normal. Nobody knew that in just a few hours, one of the deadliest tornadoes in American history would tear through their city and change thousands of lives forever. What happened that day was so devastating that even experienced meteorologists struggled to describe it. Entire neighborhoods vanished. Cars were thrown through the air. A major hospital was heavily damaged. And when the storm finally passed, a city was left in ruins. This is the story of the Joplin tornado, a disaster that unfolded in minutes but would be remembered for generations. As the afternoon progressed, weather conditions across the Midwest became increasingly dangerous. Meteorologists were closely monitoring severe thunderstorms developing across the region. Warm, humid air from the Gulf of Mexico collided with cooler air masses. The atmosphere became unstable. These conditions were perfect for the formation of powerful tornadoes. Weather experts issued warnings. Storm spotters reported dangerous activity. Emergency alerts began reaching residents. But many people in Joplin had heard tornado warnings before. For some, it seemed like another routine storm alert. Unfortunately, this storm would be very different. Around 5:34 p.m., a tornado touched down near the western edge of Joplin. At first, it appeared dangerous but manageable. It began growing and growing. Within minutes, it transformed into an EF5 tornado, the most powerful category on the enhanced Fujita scale. Its winds exceeded 200 miles per hour. The funnel widened dramatically. Witnesses described it as a massive black wall stretching across the landscape. People who looked toward the horizon couldn't fully comprehend what they were seeing. This wasn't just a tornado. It looked like an entire storm consuming the earth itself. As the tornado entered the city, destruction began immediately. Homes exploded apart. Trees snapped like toothpicks. Power lines collapsed. Street signs vanished. Vehicles weighing several tons were lifted and tossed through the air. The roar of the tornado sounded like hundreds of jet engines operating at full power. Many survivors later said they had never heard anything so terrifying. Visibility disappeared. Debris filled the air. People sheltered wherever they could. Bathrooms, basements, closets, bathtubs, storm shelters. Some families held each other tightly, unsure if they would survive the next few moments. The tornado carved a path directly through densely populated areas of the city. Entire blocks were flattened. Schools were damaged. Businesses were destroyed. Churches collapsed. One of the most shocking moments occurred when the tornado struck St. John's Regional Medical Center. The hospital served thousands of residents and was considered one of the city's most important facilities. Windows shattered. Sections of the building suffered severe damage. Patients and medical staff suddenly found themselves trapped inside a disaster zone. Doctors and nurses continued helping patients despite the chaos around them. Their courage saved countless lives. Throughout the city, stories of survival began unfolding. One family hid inside a small bathroom as their house was completely destroyed around them. When the storm passed, they emerged to discover that almost everything they owned had vanished. Another survivor described being thrown across a room while debris crashed through the walls. Some people survived by mere seconds. Others survived through incredible luck. Many did not survive at all. Rescue teams later discovered heartbreaking scenes across Joplin. Families searching for loved ones. Neighbors helping neighbors. Strangers risking their lives to save people trapped beneath collapsed buildings. Despite unimaginable destruction, acts of courage appeared everywhere. Firefighters worked around the clock. Police officers searched dangerous debris fields. Medical personnel treated the injured under extremely difficult conditions. Volunteers arrived from surrounding communities to help. The human spirit became one of the most powerful stories of the disaster. By the time the tornado left Joplin, the city was almost unrecognizable. Entire neighborhoods had disappeared. Roads were blocked by debris. Communication systems failed. Electricity was gone. Emergency responders struggled to navigate streets they could barely recognize. The scale of destruction shocked the entire nation. More than 150 people lost their lives. Over 1,000 people were injured. Thousands of homes and businesses were damaged or destroyed. Economic losses reached billions of dollars. The Joplin tornado became one of the deadliest tornadoes in modern American history. Meteorologists later studied the event extensively. They wanted to understand why it became so deadly. Several factors contributed to the tragedy. The tornado intensified rapidly. It struck heavily populated areas. Many residents underestimated the threat, and the storm's enormous size made survival incredibly difficult for anyone caught in its direct path. Yet amid the devastation, another story began to emerge. The story of recovery. In the days following the disaster, people from across America came to help. Volunteers arrived with food, water, and supplies. Church groups organized relief efforts. Construction crews began clearing debris. Emergency shelters provided assistance to displaced families. The recovery process would take years. But Joplin refused to give up. Homes were rebuilt. Schools reopened. Businesses returned. New buildings were designed with stronger safety standards. The city slowly transformed tragedy into resilience. For many survivors, the emotional scars remained long after the physical damage was repaired. Some lost family members. Others lost homes, businesses, or treasured memories. But they also gained a deeper appreciation for community, preparedness, and the fragile nature of life. Today, more than a decade later, the Joplin tornado remains a powerful reminder of nature's incredible force. It showed how quickly ordinary life can change. It demonstrated the importance of emergency preparedness. And it revealed something else. Even after overwhelming destruction, communities can rebuild. People can recover. Hope can survive. The tornado that erased parts of a city in minutes did not erase the spirit of its people. And perhaps that is the most important lesson of all. Because while the storm destroyed buildings, roads, and neighborhoods, it could not destroy the determination of those who chose to rebuild. And as long as their stories continue to be told, the lessons of Joplin will never be forgotten. If you had received a tornado warning that day, would you have stayed, evacuated, or taken shelter immediately? Let us know in the comments below.